Yo. Welcome back to the house where we talk news, celebrities, and hot topics. I want to go ahead and talk about last night's episode of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm going to try to do this in 10 minutes or less. Fingers crossed. Listen, I don't really want to talk about the episode. I want to talk about the drama surrounding the episode, and I want to start off with Candy's speak on it, okay? Because I have a change of heart on who leaked the photo, and I kind of feel like it's Kenya Moore hair care, and I'm allowed to change my mind, and I'm allowed to evolve, and I'm allowed to no longer be a Candy hater. I'm no longer a part of the candy-coated hating clique. Kidding! I've never been a hater of anybody. All right, but I did have a conspiracy theory that, Candy did leak that photo to the press, and honestly, I'm kind of changing my mind, but it's only because I was basing my information off of the fact of the evidence that I had at the time, but now that the evidence is even stronger against another person, Kenya, I'm changing my mind, okay? So listen, a lot of you guys are saying it's not that deep. Who cares about who leaked the photo? Who cares about where they're sitting at the reunion? Well, it does matter because I think it's telling us how these people really feel about these people. I feel like we are starting to understand how production really feels about Candy. We're starting to understand how production really feels about Kenya, which is even more apparent and more obvious. We're starting to understand how Kenya feels about production. Because when I woke up this morning and saw that preview of Carlos King and Kenya Moore hair care and how they was, having that conversation about how Marlo is favored and Marlo is protected and how Kenya is angry because she was never protected and how she feels slighted and undervalued because she feels as though she should be sitting by Andy. And now she feels as though Marlo is getting a well-rounded edit and she may be out here, sucking the dick of someone in production because somehow, some way, Kenya and Candy have received villain edits. Meanwhile, Marlo is getting this well-rounded edit. And at the same damn time, they are cutting out the Kenya Moore Hair Care Spa, which is single-handedly destroying the Kenya Hair Care Salon and Spa marketing strategy. Kenya Moore did not plan on, posting up billboards in Atlanta saying, come to Midtown to the new Kenya Moore Hair Care Salon and Spa. That wasn't her marketing strategy. She wasn't going to buy Instagram ads and ads on Hollywood Unlocked and Neighborhood Talk and Shade Room and Baller Alert and On Site. That was not a part of her marketing plan. Her marketing plan for the Kenya Moore Hair Care Salon and Spa was to have it featured onto the show. And it was only featured onto the show that one measly time in that one filler scene with that one lady by the name of Akila, who was in almost every episode and in almost every scene, but yet somehow never had a speaking role. Is Akila the new Fallon? Child, how you in every scene and yet you ain't speaking to nobody? It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. And honestly, the reason why Courtney is onto the show and the reason why Yvonne was onto the show is because they got a little bit thirsty. That's how you get onto the show. They took the Kenya Moore approach. They say therefore, we have to be a little thirsty and we have to pick a fight with somebody in order for the cameras to feel like they want to shoot us, in order for the producers to feel as though we're worth being shot. And where did Courtney and Yvonne learn that from? And I love Courtney, by the way. I love Courtney down. But she was thirsty in that first episode. And Yvonne, not so much. I feel like Yvonne was the real snake, okay, this whole time for 2 seasons straight. But I say that to say that Yvonne and Courtney went to the acting school of Kenya Moore Hair Care. Yvonne, Courtney, and Drew. Okay, and rest in peace to Drew's father. Right, my condolences out to their family. But where did Courtney, Yvonne, and Drew learn their acting thirsty ways from? Okay, not too much on Drew. But for the sake of the argument, they got that from Kenya. Kenya is the original actress onto the show. Kenya single-handedly saved the show, in the words of Carlos King, but at the same time single-handedly shifted how this show has been created as far as storylines and production and self-producing. She single-handedly saved the show along with Portia, but she also single-handedly changed the show for the worse with the made-up, thirsty, over-the-top storylines. Going with the Wind Fabulous was not real. Twirl, 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 that was all revved up for the fucking show. The argument with Portia, that was revved up and she was doing the most because she had a camera in her face and she had to cement her spot onto the show and she had to do the most onto the show. Okay? What was another moment? Right? The scepters and the props and the this and the that. Her walking into the charity event with her ass out, imitating and mimicking Phaedra. Her twerking on Peter. Her flirting with the hotel manager. Her talking to Apollo. Her stealing the donkey video. Everyone with any sort of brain and any sort of moral fiber in their being knows that that was fucked up, that you gon' go ahead after you fall out with Phaedra, steal her business idea and do it for yourself. Anybody with 2 brain cells, including Kenya, knows that that was fucked up, but she was pretending to be oblivious and she did it anyways because it was a great storyline. It was great TV. So the fact that now Kenya Moore hair care is on to a Carlos King talking about the girls are so thirsty and they need to be vetted and they're not tested anymore and they need to earn their spots. Girl, Courtney, Ivana, and Drew all went to the acting school of Kenya Moore hair care and got onto the show by following the cues that you gave them, including the fake boyfriend. Okay? Kenya really is out here talking about how Marlo's boyfriend is fake and this person is fake and Courtney's inauthentic and she's fake and she's being thirsty and doing the most. You are still lying about Walter and you're still lying about your ass. You are still lying about Walter and you're still lying about your ass and you look like a cartoon AI character onto your Instagram page. No tea, no shade. Listen, I don't mean to run Kenya all the way down to the ground on this little TV show, but she don't look like no cartoon. She look like a cartoon. AI. How Whoopi Goldberg say AI is AI. They look like a whole AI. Okay, they say Kenya look like a Barbie doll and she certainly looks 2D. Like a 2D cartoon. Okay? And quiet as it's kept, going back to Courtney and Drew and all of the rest of the actresses, Yvonne and them, child, they went to the acting school of Kenya Moore hair care because Kenya taught them how to be thirsty and fake for the cameras in order to garner a storyline, in order to garner a peach onto the show, to cement your spot onto the show. And she should have put Akilah up to game. You wrote the book on how to become a housewife by being an extra. You should have put Akilah onto game. Because she says, oh, just be authentic, just be yourself. Kenya, you were not being yourself and you were not being authentic when you came onto the show. Who argues with strangers? Who argues with strangers? You was arguing with strangers and you was doing that to get onto the show. Courtney literally pulled a U in season 15, 10 seasons later. Can we get real about the situation? I'm not trying to drag Kenya. I'm not trying to go in on Kenya, but I'm just trying to tell the truth. The truth is that Kenya and Walter did date. It is true that they did date. But they dated way before she was even thought of to be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Kenya decided she wanted to uproot her life, make a way for herself in Atlanta, revive her career. She had the opportunity to be on this show. She was, started testing. She argued with Portia. She argued with this random woman. At Nene's thing, I think she even got into it with Cynthia, if I'm not mistaken. That's kind of how they had a low-key beef when she first got on. And she drove back to Walter. She circled back to Walter. Yeah. Okay, the true tea is that they did date. Then they broke up. Then she moved to Atlanta. The producers told her, if you want to be on the show, you need a man. So she was like, Walter, he lives in Atlanta. I used to date him. Let me circle back around and create this inauthentic now, into, back then in that time, this inauthentic storyline and act like we've been dating and act like he's ready to put a ring on it and act like, oh my God, I'm so ready to get married. I'm so ready to get married. Meanwhile, you and Walter just started back being in communication because you asked him to be on this show. So in the Carlos King interview, yes, she's telling the truth. And then she'll go, Candy can even tell you that we dated. Yeah, y'all did date. But the only reason why you're talking to him now is because you are trying to get onto this show. It's like you mixing in the truth with a lie, and now you're trying to muddy the waters. And you're trying to downplay your fake thirsty ways. So I say that to say that I feel like Kenya leaked the photo. And you're probably thinking, Aaron, you're flip-flopping. What happened to Candy? Okay, well, let's talk about it. What time is it? I told you I had to. Oh, it's already 10 minutes. Okay, very quickly. Shout out to Jamie, that's me. Ooh, that was far reach. Shout out to Jamie, that's me. Not only was she on Candy Speak on there, but she's pregnant. That is my girl, but my girl totally threw me all the way under the bus. She threw me under that damn bus. I was like, ooh. Now, Jamie, why you do that? Listen, no, she told me about it before it came on, which was great. Thank you for the heads up, Jamie. And they were talking about, so Jamie That's Me, the blogger. I'm going to talk about two people named Jamie. One is the blogger, Jamie That's Me, who I adore. She's phenomenal. She's talented. She did such a great job on Candy Speak on it. Love her to pieces. Saw her on Saturday. I know Jamie through Scotty. Scotty last Saturday, this just a few days back, invited both Jamie and I to his friend's dinner. And she had told me what she talked about with Candy at that dinner. So that was not a surprise to me. But I love Jamie. I love Scotty. I love them to pieces. They're everything. So that's number one. And I'm so happy that she has a bundle of joy. My baby's having a baby. Okay. But Jamie, the blogger, was talking to Candy about the leaked photo. Okay. And Jamie, the blogger, ended up saying that, what did she say? She said, oh, some of the girls feel as though you leaked it, Candy. And Candy was kind of shocked. She's like, why do they think I leaked it? And then she said, well, House of Aaron said this, and he feels like you leaked it because of this, that, and the third. Okay. So at first, it was kind of like a thing of, well, I don't really know. I don't think he like you like that or something. You're not his fave. Candy got a little bit buck if you nut, talking about some, I don't care if I'm his fave or not, yada, yada, yada. But then Jamie thankfully cleared it up and gave the reasons that I gave as to why I felt like she leaked the photo, the cast photo, to the season 15 reunion. Okay. The only reason, just to give you guys a little bit of context, I'm going to try to speed this up. The only reason why I even was speculating about who leaked the photo is because Jamie, not the blogger Jamie, not Jamie That's Me, but Jamie, the one who creates Candy Speak on It, she went on to Instagram and said that whoever leaked the photo should be demoted or fired. Okay? So my messy antennas went up. I went onto my platform, created a story about it, made a story of it, and was speculating. And I said, well, it could be Candy because of one of three reasons. One, she looked great in the photo. Who leaks a photo that they look bad in? Candy looked amazing. Number two, Jamie, who works for Candy, is on Instagram, saying whoever leaked it should be fired and or demoted. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe they're placing the blame on somebody else in order to deflect from what they're doing. Then number three, I felt as though, well, what would be the intent or the motivation for Candy to leak such a photo? Maybe out of retaliation because she's sitting all the way down to the ground at the end next to the PAs and the interns and craft services where they have biscuits and bacon and eggs and bagels. Okay, so those were my three reasons as to why I felt as though it could be Candy who leaked the photo. But today, I had a light bulb moment. I was like, it's either Candy or Sheree. Those were my two first thoughts because I felt like Candy team a little sus. I feel like Sheree's team is a little sus. I feel like Drew's team is a little sus. But today, it's like the light bulb went off and I was like, Kenya. I think Kenya leaked that damn photo. Okay, so I think the new suspect is Kenya. Am I allowed to change my mind? Are my conspiracy theories allowed to evolve? Are you guys going to allow me to evolve? Kenya has been the most vocal about her discontent or Bravo and production at this particular moment in time. And that is evident in this Carlos King interview. I woke up this morning, she's talking about they're favoring Marlo. They're protecting Marlo. I should be sitting next to Andy. They would never move Nene's seat. What else does she say? They never protected me. She said verbatim, I'm angry because production never protected me. She used the word verbatim, angry. She said, I'm angry. Okay. You have a lot of reasons as to why you would want to retaliate against Bravo and production and NBC Universal and Bravo. And then didn't I show y'all this AI? Okay, how Whoopi Goldberg said AI is AI. I showed y'all this AI is AI looking like a whole cartoon 2D cartoon character. Don't look at my nails. Kenya, Akila, that's Akila, Kenya, and Cynthia looking like a whole cartoon. Kenya, you know how to get onto the show, and you know Courtney is pulling a you. Why you ain't tell Akila? You know, she acting like just be authentic, be yourself, be real. Kenya, girl, you know you was doing the most and being extra to be on this damn show. Like, anyways, you should have taught your girl Akila, but I'm not going back to that. Why they look like cartoon characters? Okay, for anyone who's on social media and wants to post pictures and is using Facetune, Facetune is amazing. I love a good Facetune. I love Facetune. You can do some amazing things on Facetune. It's the best $9.99 a month. Okay. If you take a lot of selfies and pictures and do a lot of Instagrams and stuff like that, Facetune is amazing. But y'all coming up here on this Instagram looking like whole 2D cartoon characters is embarrassing. Y'all look insecure. Like, no tea, no shade. I'm not trying to drag the girls all the way down to the ground. This is a TV show, but sis, let me put y'all up the game. When you use a filter onto Facetune and you click on a filter, you don't leave the filter on 100%. You slide the toggle down to 30% or 40% so that the the filter is still on your face, but it don't look all the way cartoony. It don't look all the way AI. You still somewhat look like yourself, but you just look like a slightly better version of yourself. But what y'all do with these Facetune, and all the housewives is doing it, and it's pissing me off. Gertie, okay, listen, I don't want to drag Gertie because she has cancer. Shout out to you. Gertie does it. Lisa Hochstein does it from Miami. Kenya does it. Candy uses Facetune. All the girls use Facetune. Who else? Courtney is using the Facetune. Marlo's using it. But some of the girls do it better than others. When you click a filter, you don't leave the filter on 100% so you look like a total freaking cartoon character. You slide the toggle from 100 and you slide it, pull it all the way down below 50. If it ain't below 50, it look too fake. If it ain't below 50, your picture looks too fake. And for y'all to have two eyeballs, and for y'all to think it's okay to post them cartoon looking ass, AI looking ass selfies, I think it's quite embarrassing. It's no tea, it's no shade. No tea, no shade. It's no tea, no shade. It's no tea, no shade. Can I be honest? This is way too high. I just noticed that. Can I be honest this Sunday? How can I, man? Okay, so anyways. Y'all, wasn't the leaked photo AI? Didn't they look like a bunch of cartoon characters? Now, Jamie That's Me, the blogger, went on to Candy Speak on it and said that she feels as though it's Sheree because Sheree uses the AI Facetune. But so does Kenya. And that's evident in that photo. And we see that Kenya, it seems to me like she got the most beef with production. Now listen, you ain't hear it from me. But y'all gotta let me know how y'all feel about the situation in the comments down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to create a great day. Bye. AI is AI.